left the man that I loved for the man that I deserve. I was in a relationship for 10 years and decided to leave that relationship because he was no longer the man of my dreams. He was a good boyfriend and he never cheated on me, and we were good to each other, but...
Welcome to Pegasus versus the World, where we take on challenges, comedy, trending topics, and some travel. City boy! City boy! Here we go again. It's the same old dog, just a different day. Here we go again. It's the same old dog, just a different day. Hey, here we go again. Anyways, man, here we go, y'all. What y'all want, man? Anyway, I only hit it with a like out of support. I'm not saying I agree with what she's saying. If you want to find this young lady, she is on TikTok, Sandy Vasquez. Before Pilates thoughts on dating and why I left my 10-year relationship. All right, so we're only 15 seconds in. Sounds like her man did nothing wrong. Sounds like he's a good guy. Sounds like potentially a great guy. And she said he is just randomly no longer the man of her dreams. And she decided to break up with him now to get the man that she deserves. I don't know where this is going to go, but you hear this a lot. And this is one of those things that don't get caught up in the TikTok hive mind, y'all. Fellas and ladies, because men have a sect where it's like you start thinking like all these people saying the same thing. You start, thinking that's the truth. And there's always, you always got to take things with a grain of salt, right? For me, I'm kind of lucky, I feel like, because I've had lived experience. So sometimes I hear these things and maybe I'll identify with something quicker than others, but typically I'm able to create my own viewpoint, let's say, because I've been in and out of these social situations, seen certain things, There's still things that I need to learn and grow. I don't know everything. That's actually the key. It's actually the key to knowledge is knowing that you don't know everything and being open to the wisdom that could be revealed from other people. Each one teach one. Anyways, we're about to learn something today from Shouty. What's her name? Sandy Vasquez. Órale, bata. Anyways, if you rock with me on Black Pegasus, like, share, comment, subscribe. Link in the description of my other channels. We finally hit 500,000 subscribers on my music reaction channel, so that's dope. Let's see what Sandy has to say about her boyfriend. I'm already gonna just say what I think. Putting all your personal info on the internet is wild, dog. Like, I damn near live on the internet at some capacity, and there's a lot of stuff y'all don't know, man, and we'll never know. Putting your personal out there is wild, for real. For real. And, y'all get to see, my travel vlogs with the family and this, that, and the other, and sometimes we'll talk about, some personal stuff here and there. But, I mean, that stuff's open to the public for the most part, but there's just some stuff that you got to withhold. So I already think that she coming in hot. Let's go.
I left the man that I loved for the man that I deserve. I was in a relationship for 10 years and decided to leave that relationship because he was no longer the man of my dreams. He was a good boyfriend and he never cheated on me, and we were good to each other. But when it came to alignment and what I deserved and what I wanted and saw for myself and my future kids, I wanted to give my kids the best possible father I could, as well as like the best possible life I could give them. And love is not enough for that. So I left.
You picking up on that? I don't think women are creatures that men are going to totally understand ever. We could study, we can understand, I think men will understand their behaviors, because this is how men get women. You have to understand women at some capacity, but I'm talking about that depth of just why it's never good enough, right? I guess you can understand that, but still just, I understand why they say and do shit like this, but I guess it's just so unbelievable. It's so unlogical. It's so unrealistic. It's so delusional that men are just like, yeah, I understand. And cause I know women are wired this way. But sometimes as a man, you're just like, I don't understand why this is crazy. And the most interesting thing, and y'all can, say what you want in the comments, but I think men are a lot more simple. It's easier to understand a man than it is a woman, but women don't have to understand men because men are always chasing women. They don't, men are always trying to mac to the women. Only in this current day and age have women started to like kind of hit on men. And to me, it seems kind of desperate because they don't need to do that. But they do because women's rights, liberation, yay, I can show my titties in public. I'm liberated now. I can go have an abortion. Yay, I'm liberated. Great. So now that you're liberated and can show your breasts and, get an abortion, basically what you're saying is that now you're going to hit on men. You're going to take the role that men traditionally took where they would approach you. You're going to approach men. You're going to kick everyone's ass in the movie. It is what it is, right? That's what it is. And the thing is, I'm not against, the women's suffrage movement, right? Like women were treated improperly for a very long time. I also believe that men have a wake-up call because I do believe that being a mother is an underappreciated job in the sense of what they're doing, right? Cultivating society. I think it's easier to be like, yo, I'm in these oil fields. I'm in a war. I'm, on these roofs laying tile. My job is so physically demanding. Well, kids are very physically demanding, not necessarily as physically demanding as some of those jobs I just mentioned, but cultivating society for us to have a solid society where these kids ain't shooting up schools. They're not robbing jewelry stores. They're not random people and doing all this other chaotic nonsense. Anyways, my point is, she said it, not me. She said love isn't enough. But I'll tell you, all these women at the top, these boss bays, these career women, they're sitting in a lonely house, in a lonely apartment, in a lonely condo, in a lonely townhome with some dogs or cats talking about, I want love. I want true companionship. Love is enough. What she's sprinkling out there is what should she deserve and what do her future kids deserve? Because your father, being a good father, being a good man, a stand-up dude that is loyal to his wife and loves her to the depths of his soul is not enough, you guys. That is never enough. That is never enough. Love is not enough. Loyalty is not enough. Hard work is not enough. Looking good is not enough. It's not enough, fellas. The only thing getting you over that mile marker is you have all of that and you have money. Because what else could there be? What else could she be alluding to? My children deserve in the future and what I deserve. And why do you deserve this? I'd honestly think you were blessed by God to have the man that was put in your life. 10 years. He was loyal. He loves you. I mean, you got your nails did. You going to Pilates. Damn. Hey, man, I'm just a simple man. I like beans and rice. Let's hear her out. Sandy Vasquez. Let's go.
I could give them. And love is not enough for that.
Bro, love is everything, dog. Oh, my God. I don't think people understand the rearing of children, how important that is, and how love is really what really does get them to the finish line. You need resources at some capacity, but bruh, this is incredible.
Could, as well as like the best possible life I could give them. And love is not enough for that. So I left. It took me years of contemplation, but now I am in pursuit of finding the man of my dreams again and somebody who will give my children and me the best possible life. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you want. It's about what you deserve and what you plan on giving yourself. Because you're young, you're hot, you might as well live your best possible life, especially the one life that you have, the one body that you have, the one time period that you have. Like, don't waste it away on settling.
Don't waste it away on love, you guys. Love is a commodity that can be bought and sold. You deserve the world. I don't know what I just heard. You know, the TikTok hive mind is crazy. And if more women and more keep thinking like that, we're cooked. And same with some of these ideas that they're putting into the males as well. But, you know, a lot of the ideas from the men come from seeing more and more women talk like that. What does she deserve? And this is the thing. Without the context, I can't totally go ham. Because was he lazy? And she was like, hey, you gotta provide, you know? She didn't talk about, because she's talking about provision, in my opinion. Because everything else that women want, like a lot of women just want a man who's not gonna cheat. That's what's crazy. That is all I hear in the streets, because men are kind of wired a certain way. And most men kind of, you know, if they have the chance, they kind of wild out. Most women that I see in this space that can't keep a man just want a cool dude who does not cheat. Well, that's what they say until they get that. And then it's just like, oh, I want a bad boy. I wanted this. I wanted that. I would love to see a video in 5 to 10 years how this worked out for her. And she kept saying her future kids. But she was also speaking like maybe she had kids already, which is correct. If she's talking like this and she has kids already, that is insane. This is nutty. What my mom say, you nuttier than a fruitcake kid? That's some old school shit. You nuttier than a fruitcake kid. I guess fruitcake had a lot of nuts in it or something. I don't know. I never had a fruitcake, I don't think. Anyway, look, man, Sandy. You know, you didn't put much in there, but telling women that they need to drop everything and love isn't enough and you should get what you deserve. I was under the inclination that all women wanted love. And everything in life is not what you don't deserve. Okay? I learned this the hard way through being an athlete all my life. It is earned. It is earned. So until these women get on these platforms and start taking accountability and being realistic being like, hey, I'm going to earn these things. She's just like, oh, I'm going to do Pilates. This is the best time of my life. I'm going to look hot. I'm going to get what I deserve. That's crazy, dog. And we'll see what you get. We will see what you get. Because essentially it does seem like you're searching for provision. And men who can provide a lot of provision a lot of times are not loyal. That's just the truth. Because they have many options. And it's harder to lock down a man who has provision that's at a certain age. It's easier to lock down a man with provision that's a lot older. So then you do settle. Remember what she said? I don't want to settle. Well, if you're looking for provision and all these other things, you will settle somewhere. That's just the way it works. Especially when you're not being authentic and sincere with people and you have an agenda when you're dating. I'm going to get what I deserve. Well, what do you deserve, honey? Love is one of the most pure emotions there is. And that's not enough. Well, unfortunately, she is going to have to learn the hard way. And it's unfortunate because love is one of the purest emotions, one of the higher vibrating emotions. And the fact that she literally in a video said, love isn't enough, I need what I deserve, also shows you the template and the direction which society is starting to go with the thinking of young and the dating world. And it scares me because my daughters are going to go into this dating world. And not only does this type of thinking affect the females, but it affects the males. And there's always like a knee-jerk reaction to this type of stuff. With that being said, I'm going to tap out because I'm no psychologist or psychiatrist. Yo, I'm just a guy on the internet that watches TikTok videos and talks about them. This does seem to be dangerous, this type of thinking. You guys let me know in the comments what is popping with you. I love you, man. I really do, man. Love is enough over here, okay? I love you, mother suckers, man. Love's enough, man. I'll catch you on the next one.
City boy, city boy.